Hey guys, I'm Daisho and I'm here bringing you some magic, and tonight I am going to be going over a draft that I did a few weeks ago actually. I still think that it's pretty relevant, and I definitely did something that was pretty cool and it was experimental, and I think that I had fun with it. So here in my first pack I have the choice between Augur Spree and Annihilating Fire. It's a pretty tough decision. I think Augur Spree might just be significantly better though, because Annihilating Fire doesn't kill Trestle Troll or Towering Indrik, or even a Doorkeeper can get in your way sometimes. And in that deck, in the red-black aggro deck, you just want to be getting rid of their walls and attacking. So I think Augur Spree might just be significantly better. Annihilating Fire does obviously have advantages in that you can go straight to the face, and it also allows you to be perhaps an Izzet as a or Rakdos, not both. And anyway, I decided to take the Augur Spree. I don't think I was really thinking of any of these in the time. I'm just like, I wonder which one's better. I know, I'll take Augur Spree. But now that I have some time to look back on it, that's pretty much the reasoning I would give, and I think I would pretty much take Augur Spree in most situations. Although I do just like taking Annihilating Fire because I love playing Izzet. So anyway, I get a Rakdos Cackler there, which is pretty sweet. Kind of love that card. It's just outstanding. And I have a Gorehouse Chainwalker here. It's going to be a pretty easy pick. I mean, I'm pretty committed to Rakdos. I'm not really committed. I mean, it's just that Augur Spree. But either way, Nivix Skilled Mage isn't that much better than Gorehouse Chainwalker. If it is even better, I don't really know. But anyway, I've got some pretty good picks so far, and then here I get another choice between a Dead Reveler and an Annihilating Fire. So actually, this one is a lot closer than it seems. Generally, it's just like, wow, there's removal. Why would you take that over an efficient creature? But I mean, Annihilating Fire is, it's double red, so sometimes it's hard to cast, and it couldn't just screw your mana up if you have a mostly black deck and then you have some red, and that can get annoying. But I still think, I still think that Splatter Thug, Dead Reveler, Annihilating Fire, those three cards are pretty much on equal footing for me. I think they're about equal in power level, even though one of them is removal. I don't know. I think in the end, Annihilating Fire is probably just a really good card for my deck, but either way, both would have been fine. It's not like I gave something up that I'm pissed about. So I think I decided to take the Perilous Shadow here, though. Had I had time, or had I had hindsight, I would definitely have taken the Rogue's Passage. I think that would have been a little better in my deck. But Perilous Shadow is pretty cool because it's like a good reach card for this aggressive Rakdos deck. You just play all these cards that they can't deal with in the early game, and then eventually they can deal with it. And then you play a Perilous Shadow, which without a removal spell is just impossible to deal with. I mean, I guess a Death Toucher will do it, but there's really not too many in the format, so that's not a big deal here. So I've got a Shred Freak or a Pursuit of Flight. I think this was before I really understood the value of Pursuit of Flight, but even so, I'm not in blue, and I'm not looking to splash blue just for some flying. So I think, I don't know, Shred Freak might be correct, but I mean, as of now, I have a super aggressive Rakdos deck, and I mean, it's just continuing as I get another Gorehouse Chainwalker. So I mean, I've just got so many aggressive 2-drops with Unleash. And, I mean, I've got a Dead Reveler, a Rakdos Cackler even, plus an Augur Spree and an Annihilating Fire. Or do I not have a Dead Reveler? I don't remember. Either way, there's not much in this pack for me. I don't really like Grave Betrayal, so I'm just going to take this Slitherhead for randomness. Not really planning on running it because I don't like the card very much, but, you know, we'll see. This pack obviously doesn't have anything for me. I think that might be a Catacomb Slug, so I just have to make the decision, do I want to take the Catacomb Slug or play the Eyes in the Skies? I mean, there's almost no chance I'm playing this Catacomb Slug, but you never know. I mean, there could be a situation where I want to side it in, and Eyes in the Skies is a good card, but it's not like I'm going to lose the match or because I don't have an Eyes in the Skies, and it's pretty good in signaling my opponent to my left that Selesnya is open if he was on the edge. Should I be in Selesnya, or maybe I should be in Rakdos, or probably not that. Maybe it's like Selesnya Golgari, then this will influence him to go into Selesnya. But anyway, as you guys can see, I did table the Niv Magus Elemental. Or actually, let's go on to this. Let's review pack 1. This is a new little thing that I decided to make up. Anyway, I got an Augur Spree, Rakdos Cackler, Chainwalker Fire, Shadow, Roustabout, Shred Freak, Gorehouse Chainwalker again, and then the rest of it really wasn't too relevant. I mean, I managed to pick up another Rakdos Shred Freak, which is okay, but other than that, these cards are pretty irrelevant. So the first half of the pack was really sweet, and then the second half wasn't too great, which is kind of what you expect in a draft like this. But anyway, let's go on to the next pack. I get a Blood Crypt, and I think I had a foil in this pack. but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to take the Blood Crypt. I mean, there's no way that I'm just going to pass up on that much money. But here there's a Splatter Thug and a Stab Wound, and I'm pretty obviously going to take the Stab Wound. It's just one of the best removal spells / win conditions in the format. Though I guess I don't really like it too much. I like it a lot more in the Golgari deck than I like it in the Rakdos deck. In the Golgari deck, it basically becomes a really good win condition. You can just sit behind your walls and your Trestle Trolls and stuff. But in the Rakdos deck, it's like kind of just gets in the way sometimes. You usually use it more as a removal spell than as a win condition. But either way, there's not too much here for me in this pack, so I'm just going to grab this Lobber Crew. It's pretty cool. I mean, ooh, there's a Spawn of Rixmati. That's questionable. I think I would have taken the Spawn of Rixmati in hindsight. But either way, maybe I missaw it. Maybe it wasn't actually a spawn. Again, there's really not too much for me, so I'm just going to grab this Transgo Promenade. In case I open like a Teleportal or something like that, that'd be cool to splash, and this will just give me the ability to do so. I guess I keep glancing through the pack just to make sure that there's nothing that I really want to play in it. But yeah, I mean, Transgo Promenades are fine to pick up, especially when there's not too much else for you in the pack, because then it just gives you all the options that you need. I don't know why I didn't cut this part out. Oh, I guess it wasn't that long. Okay, I usually cut all the parts out where I'm sitting there waiting, but I mean, it's about this point in the pack where I realize that I've gotten nothing for like 4 packs in a row, or almost nothing. I mean, I guess I got a Lobber Crew, I don't know. But either way, I pretty much understand that I'm getting cut fairly hard from the left. I didn't send a good signal, apparently, in the early packs. I guess it was that point where I took the Annihilating Fire over the Dead Reveler, so it was like a 4th or 5th pick Dead Reveler. I can't remember exactly which, but I must have signaled my opponent to my left into Rakdos, which is not really always your fault. I mean, that's my stance on signaling, is it's just, you can't always make your opponent go into one way or the other, because you don't have control of what else is in the pack. You can take one card out of the pack, but if there's 3 cards in the pack that are really good for your opponent, then you can't do anything about it. So I noticed that Selesnya is super open coming from that way, but that's probably just because my neighbor to my right is in Selesnya, and a couple of people, or me and at least the person to my left, are not in Selesnya. But I think I end up getting a Spawn of Rixmati out of this pack, which is sweet. If I had the other one as well, then I think that would have been really, really nice for my deck. But I mean, that card is just so hard to deal with. It's a 6/4. It's just bigger than basically anything that you'd expect. The reason why I don't take it so highly is because you can generally pick up either that or a Golgari Longlegs, and they do basically the same thing. I mean, 6 and 5 power, not too much different in this format. Although 6 is a lot better because it gets double blocked by 2 Centaurs, and they both trade. So I think I nabbed another Phantom General. I don't remember what I grabbed out of the other one, but either way, I got almost nothing out of this pack, and I'm like, am I even going to be able to build a deck out of this? But hopefully the next pack will be a little bit better. I was going to take the Chronic Flooding, but I'm like, wait, I love Survey the Wreckage. That's such a funny card. So I get another Chemistry Trick, and now let's review and see what I got from this pack. So I picked up a Blood Crypt, Stab Wound, Launch Party. So those 3 were really sweet. But then I got a late Spawn of Rixmati. But other than that, it really wasn't too much in the pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I guess I tabled the Spawn. So maybe I wouldn't have had to. I don't know. I think I took the... yeah, it would have been in the Lobber Crew pack, so yeah, I didn't table it. But either way, I really just got a Stab Wound, Launch Party, Spawn of Rixmati, and Lobber Crew for my deck. And I did pick up some fixing, so I could play that Slime Molding and that Sluiceway Scorpion if I need to play green. But here I end up opening a Righteous Authority and a Azurius Charm. But, I mean, I really should have taken the Splatter Thug. It's the best card in this pack. But if you have noticed, I do have a Slitherhead, a Rakdos Cackler, and a Niv Magus Elemental already, as well as 2 Rakdos Shred Freaks. So the card that I was just hoping to open so much more than anything was a Civic Saber, and I ended up getting it. So I was really happy because I'm just like, I can just do ridiculous things. And this is when I'm planning on perhaps splashing for green still. So I'm like, maybe I should take this Drag Mangler, and I can also put my Civic Saber on, and it becomes incredible. And that might have been the right choice, but I mean, there was a Dead Reveler and an Annihilating Fire in this pack, and this time I just really want some more creatures, so I'm actually going to go ahead and grab the Dead Reveler instead of that Annihilating Fire, and I think I like that decision. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm not really sure if I'd rather have 2 of 1 or 1 of 2. And I see a Blister Coil Weird in this pack, and I'm like, man, I can actually table this card. And I know it's stupid that I was thinking that, because I mean, Blister Coil Weird is obviously such a terrible card, but just the fact that I am wanting to play it in this ridiculous deck is, I mean, just the Civic Saber 1-drops that are multicolored, and then try to pick up another Shred Freak or something like that, and just have my deck just be super aggressive. But I think Dynacharge is definitely the right choice here, especially since I know I'm planning on playing some of the weaker cards like Shred Freak and stuff, and Dynacharge just really helps with that. Then to my amazement, I see another Civic Saber, and the thing that I'm really pissed about is that I probably could have tabled the first Civic Saber. If I had just had another Splatter Thug, then that definitely would have made my deck a lot better. But either way, there's a Roustabout, a Rakdos Keyrune, and a Civic Saber, and I really wanted one Civic Saber, but I'm just like, do I really want two? And then eventually I just decide, yeah, I really want 2 Civic Sabers in this deck. That'll just be cool. And I mean, just with 4 1-drops and Civic Sabers, if I'm on the play, you're taking 4. There's almost nobody plays real 1-drops in this format. And I mean, well, I guess you could be only taking 3 if it's one of my, if it's New Mage's Elemental, or so they're actually, you're probably only taking 3. But either way, you're not going to have a good time. And now I just pick up another Grouse Chainwalker. I believe that's my 3rd Chainwalker. I already have a Roustabout as well, and 2 Shred Freaks. So my deck is just looking extremely aggressive and just kind of explosive out of the start. Because even if I don't have a Civic Saber turn 2, I could easily have a Shred Freak turn 2, and you're still taking 3. Especially if I'm on the play, it's just extremely powerful. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Chainwalker here. I don't know what else I was considering. Either way, there's another Dynacharge in this pack, but there's also a Street Spasm, which just confused me, but I accepted it as a fact, and I took it and ran away. It might also be another Spawner Bricks Monty, which is also really good, because I think that my deck is lacking right now is Reach. I've got a Perilous Shadow, and I've got like a Deviant Glee, but past the 2-drop spot, my deck is pretty weak. I've got some removal, which is nice, and now I've got 2 Dead Revelers, but if I had a Splatter Thug as well, I think that would have been nice. But either way, it's still looking okay. And right here, I decide to take the Electrickery, perhaps a little bit hastily. Maybe a Tenement Crasher would have been nicer in the deck, but it goes well with my idea, because I mean, if they're playing cheap creatures to try and block me, maybe I'll be able to get them with Electrickery. Birds will block my freaking Slitherhead or something like that, and I want to be able to kill those, so that's pretty nice. Unfortunately, Dryad Militant is not in color. That was annoying, because I could have gotten another one, but either way, I end up tabling the Weird pretty obviously, because nobody likes that card, because it's terrible, but it's hilarious in this deck. But either way, I mean, the reach in this deck is not too high. It's really explosive out of the gate, but I mean, obviously you guys will see exactly how it'll play because I have all the games recorded for you. So there's a foil Stonefair Crocodile and a Treasured Find, and I think I just like Treasured Find, so I just decided to take it. Doesn't matter. Luckily for you, this time I decided to actually record the part where I show you the deck, so that's nice. I got a last pick Urban Burgeoning, hooray! But anyway, let's review pack 3. I got a Civic Saber first off instead of that Splatter Thug, and I definitely, well, not definitely, but probably would have been able to table the Civic Saber. And then I picked up a Dead Reveler, Dynacharge, another Civic Saber 4th, Chainwalker, Street Spasm, Dead Reveler. So as you guys can see, the first half of the first pack and the first half of the third pack were utterly insane for me. I mean, those cards going that late are ridiculous. What is that, 7th pick Dead Reveler? And then the second half, again, was not that good. So that just tells me that I was probably a little bit diluted. But anyway, here's the deck that I decided to sleeve up and run. 4 of those 1-drops, a couple of Civic Sabers, Electrickery, and Dynacharge. Both work really well with Mage's Elemental. 3 Chainwalkers, a Roustabout, and 2 Shred Freaks on the 2-drop spot. A couple of Dead Revelers on 3, a Gutter Snipe, and a Lobber Crew, as well as the 3 removal spells, basically, plus a Launch Party. I didn't run the Perilous Shadow, but I also had a Spawner X Manny. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and have a wonderful day. Bye.